Okay, good morning. Let me hope that everyone is okay and that we are going to have another fruitful lesson. This morning, we're doing poetry. As I told you earlier in the group, we are handling village life, which is selected. So, our first poem is on page 41 of Growing Up with Poetry. I believe you all have your copies nearby. Okay, page 41. We're handling the sweet brew at Chita Kali. The sweet brew, village life. Sweet brew at Chita Kali. Now, we all know that when we are dealing with poetry, okay, we have uh, the basics. It's from these basics that the questions are derived. Out of the basics, we get the questions. Almost every basic has its own what? Question that is asked. We normally begin that when we are reading poetry, we start off with what we call a title. Okay? The title is supposed to guide us. It's supposed to open for us doors. It's supposed to suggest what is in the poem. You know, it's like more when you see somebody dressed up. On a particular day, you can tell that this person is either going to play, okay, netball, is going to play basketball, is going to play football, okay, or is going to play lawn tennis. You'll see according to the way the person is dressed, or you'll say, wow, this one must be headed in for a Kwanjula what? Ceremony by appearance. So even the title can mean to suggest. So this one is saying the sweet brew at Chitakali. Now, for the Muslims, you may miss out on this. Okay, the Christians, when talk about the brew, the sweet brew. Maybe let's talk about what the Muslims could also accommodate. Let's talk about the bite. Supposing our title was saying the delicious bite at KFC. Ah, if that's our title, the delicious bite at KFC, already inside you, okay, that knows what is found at KFC, your appetite is aroused. You start salivating. You want to get there. Imagine mommy has told you we are going for the sweet bite at KFC. So your appetite is aroused. You become excited. That's the same thing now. For the people that drink, okay? The people that drink, this is what he says. The title is saying the sweet brew at Chitakali. The sweet brew at Chitakali. So this is what our title is saying. So what does it do? That means for our title, if we are to interpret, of course we already know sweet brew. This is a brand. Okay? This is a brand. And then they're telling us at. At, remember, is a preposition. Preposition of what? Of place. So this one is a place. It's telling us where we find that what? That sweet brew. The sweet brew is found at Chitakali. Okay? So that is where we find. That's where we find our sweet brew. So now it says the old woman squats before a clay jug of broth. Now, our sweet brew, okay? Our sweet brew is called Thobra. Okay? So it says, the old woman squats before a clay jar of Thobra. She uncovers the basket lid from the jar and stirs attention with a gourd full of the brew. Okay? The customers have all been here. Cyclists in dripping sweat have deposited their coins in the basket, gulping down their share. Pedestrians on various cars have talked before the exchange and then cooled their parched throats to their money's wrath. But this bus passenger bellows for a gourdful from the window, drinks delightedly, deliberately slowly until the conductor presses the go button. You know, if you've been to places like Namaujolo or you are at Najembe, you know, people are busy shopping. The gonja, the chicken, the liver, you know, so many things. Bogoya, so you are there. So they're saying this bus passenger is behaving like that. He's there busy until, you know, like the conductor is like, poo, poo, time to go, poo, poo. But people are still doing what? Shopping. So even this guy in his go and is like, no way. I still have to drink this stuff. Okay? The woman picks up her broken gourd. Of course, when the bus is leaving, this guy throws and the thing breaks. And dusting her bottom, squats again, confronting her brew with a borrowed cup. Poor thing. She came to sell her brew in a gourd. The bus customer has accidentally thrown it and it has broken. So now she has nothing. So what does she do? This is Africa. She borrows a cup to make sure that the brew continues. The poet is Jack Mapanje from Malawi. Okay? Jack Mapanje. And we normally put that Malawi there for identity. Okay? Remember the train says the poet is Itesot, Uganda. That's what the train is. Even this one here, Jack Mapanje, Malawi. This is our poem. Let me just read it again. The sweet brew at Chita Kale. The old woman squats. So now you get to realize that this poem, first of all, the language. The choice of language here is very descriptive. Okay? It describes. So that means that we have lots of what? We have lots of adjectives. We have lots of adjectives in this poem. Okay? The old woman. First of all, you see, old. They're telling us old. Old what? Woman. Okay? Squats before a clay jar of Thobra. She uncovers the basket laid from the jar and stirs attention with a gourd full. Okay? So let's look at this mama in our everyday context here. We have these mamas who carry, let's say, they have carried their cooked food down to go and sell in Achikubo. Okay? So when she reaches, let's say, Owino, where she normally sells, she goes on her knees, okay? And then she begins to unwrap the banana leaves that she used for wrapping, you know, as the customers are all round excited, saying, okay, we're going to have this. The customers are around, okay? The woman is there, okay? Customers around. So we are saying the old what? The old woman, okay? She starts attention. She draws. To start is like drawing attention. She draws attention with a gourd full of the brew. Some people say, hey, it's like now somebody comes selling roasted chicken here during VD. So it's going to come pushing the trolley. It's covered, no one knows. The moment it opens, then the aroma comes out. You see how students and parents go and crowd the place. So this is the same imagery that is created. So when they ask us this question, what makes the poem to be appealing? What makes a poem to be appealing? So one of our first thing is going to be what? The descriptive language. Okay? The descriptive language of the poem. The poet uses this clear, like would call it is vivid. Another word for vivid is clear. That we are able to see what? We are able to see images. We can see an old woman. It's more like the other poem of Old Granny at Harare Market. The old crumpled spider. So you can see crumpled spider, the way she is in her cobweb, which is the old torn blanket. So now the same thing is here. This is an old woman. Then what does she do? She squats. In Buganda, what do? They kneel. But Malawi, this one does what? Squats. It's culture. These are different cultures, please. That's why point of identity here is very important. Malawi. Okay? So, we go next. Says here, the customers have all been here. So now, because she's known, okay? The customers know her about maybe one, it is the taste. Okay? Talk about the quality of her brew. So she's always there. These guys are like, oh God, we can't wait. We can't what? Wait. It's more like you boys. Let's talk about the students and the canteens there. Sometimes the anti-canteens do what? Delay to open, but they're inside. Where are the students? You're already outside struggling. Okay? Struggling. People are there with their money. They're busy doing what? Struggling. And then the other people like Adakun who have the real money, they stand and wait. What does Sean Red do? And Alicia? They sit. And then who do they sing? They sing like a poor Mariam. Mariam, go and buy for us. For them, they are sitting. So it's Mariam who is there with those people struggling. So now this is how they're telling us that the customers have already come. They are there. And she has a variety of what? Of customers. She has cyclists. Okay? Like you talk about our border people. Okay? That is the next image of the cyclists to talk about here. Okay? So we talk about, of course, cyclists in the poem here. Talk about people who are riding bicycles. But for us, our cyclists here, they have more or less the bicycles. People are on the motorbikes. Okay? The cyclists are there. What's happening? In dripping sweat. You've seen somebody who is doing, let's say, in primary, you used to do those bicycle racing. So right now, you see guys sweating with the bicycles, sweating, coming from far. For what? The brew. Why? Because we are being told it is the what? The sweet brew. They have told us the sweet brew. Where? At Chakale. So, guys, now imagine, guys are doing what? Guys have come with their sweat. It is the dripping. Okay? The sweat is dripping. This is our point. Okay? The sweat is dripping. So, They have already put their coins in the basket. Doing what? And they are, oh God, galloping their what? Their share. You've seen the episodes, the episodes, and I could tell them, okay? You tell them, what do? We come and we are here. We get busy with our brew. Hmm? We sit there. You know, people sit. And then now we start with our tubes. As we talk about politics, now there's this joke. You've heard the president, very bitter. The man is very bitter about people who media joking that he's dead. You know, the other day he says that when he went to Bombo, people were looking at him like he was a ghost because they had been told that he's dead. I leave that one alone. Now there's this thing about this member of parliament who said he doesn't know about what? Now, for these one cyclists, for them, they are there. In the gourd, they are holding the gourd. I don't know how I forgot to carry the gourd. So they are there, they're drinking. So this is life. Again, it's the brew. So they're telling us, sweat is dripping. The guys have come from far. Come for what? They have come for this brew. They have come to check. Okay? So they're telling us now. Pedestrians, guys have also, these ones have come riding, these ones have come walking on various cars, have talked before the exchange and then cooled their patrols on their money's worth. Money's worth. Money's what? Worth. Okay? So, people have paid and they're like, yeah, I'm going to enjoy. Like I told you, if it was at KFC, you're there. You take your money, you're like, yes, I have to enjoy this. I have to go. So people have talked, they are enjoying. The next, they are telling us, who is the next? So our customers, we have cyclists, we have pedestrians, and we even have passengers. Okay? For the people who travel a lot, when you reach Muchomo places, as you go to Mbarara, the Antone area, in Masaka, there's roasted what? Roasted goat's meat. Oh! You stop there and you eat. So you are there and like, hey, give me that, give me that, give me that, give me that. So the same stuff here. So, but this bus passenger bellows for a good food. Imagine, hey, give me. So like how you say like you're ordering for chicken, you're like, I want 5 pieces. And after buying one miserable piece. So you're saying, I want 5 pieces. And then put what? Put 3 liver things. Goat's meat, yes. I want 3 sticks of goat's meat also. Your hand is going to come full. The way some people shop here at the canteen. Imagine for you have gone with your 1,000, somebody has gone with 10K. And is busy shopping. So the same thing happens here. But this bus passenger bellows for a gourd food. From the window, oh, mama! Give me that! And gets that. Drinks the river slowly. Now, this is the annoying part. So you could also ask, if they asked you, what makes the poem to be appealing? First of all, we say the descriptive what? Language. What else makes the poem appealing? This line. So you talk about what? Some particular lines. Like now, this line, they've said, drinks from the window, drinks deliberately. Imagine, you have told us, the fella drinks deliberately. In other words, vocabulary building. Yes, talk about what? Intentionally. The fella intentionally does what? Drinks. Like that. Slowly. Now, that is what? An adverb. To helps to show how the action is being, how the drinking. How does the fella drink? Slowly. Slowly. He's taking his time. Like he has an intention. Okay? He has an intention. Then, the conductor presses the go button. And what does he do? He drops. Okay? The fella drops. The woman picks up the pieces of her broken gourd and dusting her bottom again, squats, confronting her brew with a borrowed what? A borrowed cup. So the moment her gourd, okay? When her gourd, imagine, that's what she came to sell with, her gourd. When it does what? When it breaks, who breaks it? The bus passenger. Okay? So what does she do? She borrows. This tells us about the community. You talk about village life. Yeah, you can easily borrow and people will be okay. She borrows a car. She borrows a car and she continues to do what? To sell her brew. Okay? So this is our poem. Okay? This is our poem. Mm. The page 41. Yeah. Okay, people, we're on page 41. For the people who are saying, it's here. Page 41. Page 41. Page 41. Page 41. So that's where our poem is. Okay. So we now want to do a good discussion now of the main thing. We have said our title just suggested for us the sweet brew, and we have looked at this sweet brew. Okay. So the question is going to come: who is speaking? Okay. Can we comment on the speaker? Who is speaking in this poem? Yes. Who is speaking in the poem? Okay. Then we also answer speaking. The first is speaker. Another one is persona. Speaker, persona. The one you say voice. Speaking what? Voice in the poem. So next it's going to be, what is the poem about? What's the poem about? Next is going to be what do you find appealing? What do you find appealing in the poem? What do you find appealing in the poem? We're going to discuss. Let's look at the questions first. Okay? What do you find appealing in the poem? The next, what emotions does the poem evoke, arouse in you? As you read the poem, what emotions does the poem evoke or arouse in you? Next, what lessons? What lessons can one derive from the poem? Yes, from the poem. What lessons do you get? Prepare your answers. I'm going to sit and listen and get your opinions. What emotions? Next is we're talking emotions. We have gone for lessons. Next, next we ask, how does the poem reflect what happens in your own society. Do you also have some sweet brew at some particular place? Okay. Oh, what if yours is not sweet brew? What do you have? Is it cassava, roasted cassava, boiled maize? Is it sugar cane? Is it gonja? Is there's something that should be there? Okay. The next is how does this poem reflect or talk about the theme of village life? Okay, so what is there about the poem? Mm. Okay, yes, so okay. Uh-huh. Yes. Okay, so we're here. So can we look at, yes. So here we are. Okay, this is our point. This the sweet brew. Say page 41. For the people that are just joining, we've already done the reading. Okay? We're having a poem from Malawi under the theme of village life. The title is A Sweet Brew at Chitakale. Okay? I already read the poem. Just for the people who are joining, let me read again. The old woman squats before a clay jar of thobra. She uncovers the basket lid from the jar and stirs attention with a gourd full of the brew. The customers have all been here. Cyclists in dripping sweat have deposited their coins in the basket, gulping down their share. Pedestrians on various cars have talked before the exchange and then cooled their parched throats to their money's worth. But this bus passenger bellows for a gourdful. From the window, drinks deliberately slowly until the conductor presses the go button. The woman picks up her pieces of the broken gourd. Of course, when the bus begins, the bus man just the bus passenger carelessly drops the what? Drops the thing down. Okay? And dusting her bottom against squats, confronting her brew with a borrowed cup. She continues selling. So now we're here commenting on the speaker. So who is speaking in the poem? Yes, Amal? Can you give us an opinion? Who is speaking on? Yes? Is it? Okay? So let's just go on. Our speaker in the poem is, we could talk about an observer. Okay? What you say, a critical. You can also add that. Obviously, it's an observer. You talk about what? A critical, vigilant. Okay? Somebody who is very cautious, who's paid attention, who is taking time observing this seller of the sweet brew, and then the conduct or behavior of her customers. So she keeps doing that. That's our speaker. Okay? They normally tell us like they can be like 3 marks, 2 or 3 marks, or 4. So when they ask us who is speaking, yes, Kasire, you've said a villager, or a neighbor to the seller. Yes, that is good. A villager, neighbor to the seller. Any other opinion, people? Apart from Kasire, who else has something? Mutesi Sarah. Can we have somebody to say? Tell us. Hanan, what are your opinions? So, yes, you could say a neighbor. But let's talk about a neighbor who does what? A neighbor who observes. Okay? Somebody who has been observing. Let's go with that more of that. Then, that is only what? On our speaker. Who is doing what? Who is speaking in the poem? Somebody who has observed critically, has been there looking at this seller of the sweet brew, and then the behavior, analyzing the behavior of her customers. How do they behave? So she gets to know that the pedestrians come and they're all dripping in their sweat. Okay, not the pedestrians, the cyclists come and they're dripping in their sweat. The pedestrians come and then they cool down. After cooling down, they get the brew and then they begin sipping it slowly. Okay? Saying, yeah, I paid for it, I've got to take it. Okay? And then who come? The bus passengers. This one, so there's this particular bus passenger who drew attention of the observer. First of all, he didn't have the time, but he asked for a whole gourd full. Give me a gourd full. You don't have the time to take that. And then, on top of that, he took it slowly. So when the conductor presses the go button, the fella drops the gourd and it breaks. So that's our observer. Let's go to what is the poem about? What's the poem about? You can talk about this experience of a brew seller. Yeah. What our brew seller talks about does. Oh, could talk about also just the selling of what? The selling and drinking of the sweet brew. The selling and drinking of the sweet brew. Okay? You know, we are so many. As long as we keep within the poem, we can be correct. All we do, we come up with an idea. And then we are able to illustrate that idea using lines from the poem. So when we say the poem is about the experiences of a brew seller. So what are these experiences? Okay? The carrying, the squatting, the selling, the reactions with the different what? Customers, the collecting of her coins, and then at times, once in a while, the tears because of some customers like the bus what? Passenger. So you see what they do. Okay? Yes, Cassidy, thank you so much. That is true. The poem is about the behavior of the customers of the sweet brew at Chitakale. That is so sweet. Consider, round of applause for you. Okay? More people, can we get on this? Sean, where are you? Okay? Abraham, I'm not getting you. Motesi Sarah, I'm not getting you. Mirembe Mariam. Okay? I need people to be alert. Where are you? Okay? Yes, people, where are you? I need you all alert. I need you alert. I need you alert in this. Where are you people? Hmm? Yes? You people, how can we get busy? So we have said this is what the poem is about. Next, let's look at what do you find appealing in the poem? What makes this poem to be interesting? Yes? What makes the poem to be interesting? I already gave you earlier. One is the use of the descriptive language. Descriptive language gives us very clear. Imagine the guy describes, we get a picture of an old woman squatting. We have said here in Buganda they don't squat. What they do, they kneel. And then we look at these customers, the cycle is dripping with what? Sweat, but saying, no, I've got to enjoy my what? I've got to enjoy my brew. Okay? And then there are these pedestrians who are like, calm bosses. They have cooled down, they are not dripping with sweat, and they're there. And then there's this guy shouting from the bus window, "Hey, mama! Nipe, nipe! Ntaka, let nipe pombe! Yeah! Weke jai! Mweksa japo! Yes, a full one! Mama! Bring! Okay? Yes, mama, a full one! So you see, the descriptive language, first of all, makes the poem interesting. Then I've talked about some lines. Some lines are interesting. Okay? Some lines. So we have told you, stars attention with a gourd full of her brew. So you can imagine that line, how it draws attention. Even you, the reader, the listener, you also like you want to peep. What is it that is drawing people's what? Attention. You also want to peep. So such a line is good. And then in dripping sweat have deposited their coins. This is the cycle, it's dripping sweat. Imagine the guys are sweating, they're dripping when they're like, no way. They're not going to behave like the pedestrians who have cooled down. They're saying, no, Mama Nipe, give me mpa, let me drink my stuff. Okay? So which other line? Yes, this is line here. Parched throat. That man is what? Worth. Parched throats. Like it is birds that parch. So now these are throats that are there and they're saying, yes, I am here. Okay? Please, Mama, give me the brew. Let me do it. Let me enjoy. So to them, man is what? What? They don't want to miss out, to leave even a little sip. They won't take everything. They want to enjoy. Okay? So we're having that. Then which other line? This annoying line of the passenger. The bus passenger. So it's annoying. And then the last line, she lives, like she says, life must go on. She continues. So we have such. Now, next is the title. Yeah. Okay? So we have said lines. The next thing is the title. The title. The title it says, The Sweet Brew at Chitakale. So you can imagine, that's it. That's our title. And it is really very attractive. It attracts our attention. The same way I told you that if the title was The Sweet Bite at KFC, you start doing what? Salivating. So somehow this title arouses our interest to read, to find out what this poem is about. And that is what makes the poem to be appealing, because it has a title that arouses, captures us. Okay? Next is the speaker. Just know that the description of the speaker, how the speaker describes, the description, the narration, Okay? It is all very clear. It is vivid. Okay? The speaker. Yes. Speaker has a very descriptive narrative, which is very clear and vivid. That it is even able to arouse in us certain what? Emotions. Like emotions of anger towards the bus passenger who deliberately slowly takes the broom and then breaks the gourd of the poor old woman who has come to make some little money, chitu chidogo, to take back home for portion. Maybe she has what? Her daughter or her sons died and she's taking care of what? Orphaned grandchildren. And then here is the guy breaking. So bad. Okay? So the speaker makes it very interesting. Then we also say the subject matter. Subject matter makes this poem to be what? Appealing. The sweet brew. The experiences. Okay? Okay? The behavior of the different customers makes the poem to be appealing. What emotions does the poem arouse in you? Yes, emotions. Let's go with the first one. Anger, disgust, pity, sympathy, empathy. Yeah. For empathy, that even if it was you or it was me, after somebody has broken my what? My gourd I'm using for selling, I would still walk to a friend, a neighbor, and say, "Come on, please help me with a cup. I've got to sell this remaining brew." So you see that. Then we also have emotions of what? Admiration and pride. Admiration. We have pride. For who? The villagers, the people around the older woman. They help her out. Okay? Just imagine if the super refused to give her a cup. That would be the end of her day, and she will have to carry the balance of the brew back home. But they give her a cup, and so it's good. Okay? So these are emotions. Okay, we've said pity. Hmm? Pity. We pity the older woman. Sympathize with the older woman. Empathy still to the older woman. Anger and disgust for the bus passenger for what he did. What lessons can we derive from the poem? First lesson. What's this older woman's hard work? Hard work. What is the next one? When her gourd is broken, does she give up? No. Dedication. She's dedicated to selling her brew. Okay? She's committed. That could be another word. She's committed. Lessons. Care. We have got to care for everyone. That bus passenger does not care. Okay? Yes, we need to value other people and their businesses. Those are lessons that we do. We learn. Value other people and their businesses. So there are so many other lessons that we could actually derive from this. Okay? Sharing. Those people, when her gourd breaks, they did what? They shared. Some people in my lecture class who go to the canteen and shop with 15,000 for break on Saturday, and then they sit, the three of them, they eat, and my friend Kadu is there, yawning, pretending to be busy, yawning, and they are there, okay? But share. Ryan is a good person. She always shares. She always gives me part of her tea. Don't you see? That is sharing. So that's what she learned from there. How does this poem reflect what happens in your own community? We all run to KFC, don't we? KFC came. So KFC is like the old woman. Okay? We run there. There are other places apart from KFC that we run to. Where do we run? We run to Garden City. Okay? Freedom what? City. There's so many places we go to. Here, so that our canteen alone, the canteen, the school canteen. It draws our attention. Then we have days, I don't know, the days when they cook what? Meat and matoke. You can't be there on the weekend and you're like, guys, let's play. Guys are like, Mr. Liku, it is meat and matoke. We have to go. So you can see. So those are just reflects how our society how it exists. It's the same thing. Then next, how does this poem reflect or talk about the theme of village life? Yes, value. That is what we talked about. That's under lesson. That we learn to value other people. The bus passenger did not value this old woman's business. It is her survival. Okay? Yes. Ramadan, the value thing, I've done that. Reflects the lack of values for the people with small jobs. Very true. Very true. So that's why we say it here. Okay? That we learn. So that is what. Cassidy, again, thank you so much for that opinion. So you get to see that we learn to value other people's jobs. Don't think because for you they bring you in school here in a Range Rover. Don't think that person who comes on a border with the luggage, okay, is lifeless. No, that person also has life and has a reason. Is focused. There's a reason why they are here, why they are coming on a border. For you, Alhamdulillah, God gave your parents a Range Rover. The other one did not have, but they can afford the school fees just like your dad. Doesn't matter how long they take to collect the school fees. But so we are saying, let's learn to do it. To value other people. That's why in class, I normally mix you people. I remove you from your zones of comfort. Because I want you to learn to value everybody in class. I don't want the rich people to sit alone. And then the poor ones to sit alone. The short ones to sit alone. The fat ones to sit alone. The brown ones alone. The dark-skinned like me alone. No way. We have got to do what? To mix up so that way value. When you put a person like now, dark skin like Abraham, put him to sit with it to Kundani. It's a good thing. And don't couple. Okay? So we are saying, let's go to this. Can I go to the next thing now? The last question. Okay? We are good. How does this poem reflect or talk about the theme of village life? How? We talk about village life. Let's talk about, first of all, we have all been to highways. Okay? Those highway markets, okay, are always, they're there. Then also talk about the village market days. Okay? And then we talk about brew. It is crude. It is original. The one is what? Brew. And then even telling us a site where we find that word, brew. In Teso, we have this Chita Khalil would be now our bars in Teso, where we go and drink Ajuno. Okay? You talk about the people who do Mwenge Mgere. You also know where you go and drink your Mwenge. In Guru there, the Lira. Okay? Where people go and drink that conch warrant. So you also have specific places. So, and this happens where? Here, most people go. You cannot have pedestrians. What will a pedestrian with his sweat be doing inside? Let's talk about governor. Can a pedestrian go there with his sweat? The scan will even look at the guy, will be like, hello. So, yes. Where are you going? No. You're looking shabby. And that sweat of yours may not appease the customers inside. So please, this is no place for you. Okay? So, village is accommodative of everybody. Okay? The village life is accommodative of what? everybody. It's not segregative. In villages, we are accommodative. We take here of people. That's why we're having who? We're having cyclists, we're having pedestrians, we even have these bus people, and there are other people who come who maybe the writer did not mention because of the what? The space. No, poetry is brief. You just use those ones to illustrate the different customers that come around. So village what? Life. Then the other thing of sharing. Okay? This is so much done in what? In village life. We share. Here? Uh-oh. No way. No way. Remember the poem of the what? There's this poem of the old man. Okay? Not the old man. What's it? This is the lazy man. The lazy man and the poor man. You saw again? The lazy man knows where the soup is sweetest. So he moves from door to door. You get it? That happens only here. Behind people's locked walls and gates. Where do you go? So, reflection of poor village what? Life. This is what happens in village life. You're getting it? So this is our poem. And this is an interpretation of what? Of our poem. So, there's a poem that I want you to do. Okay? I'm just going to start it for you. Then I would love you to do it. I would love you to carry it up. During your own, yeah. So, the other point that I want you to do during your free time, okay? During your free time, I want you to go to page. I want you to go to page. Yes. Let's get this. The An-African Thunderstorm. An-African Thunderstorm, page 38. Okay? I talk about page 38. And our poem is An African Thunderstorm. By who? David Rubadiri. Today we're in Malawi. By David Rubadiri. And David Rubadiri is the same person who did what? Who compiled this anthology. Okay? So, we want to see again. We're talking about village life. Let me just read. We are remaining with, I think, 2 minutes. Let me read this. An African Thunderstorm. From the west, clouds come hurrying with the wind, turning sharply here and there, like a plague of locusts, whirling, tossing up things on its tail, like a madman chasing nothing. Pregnant clouds ride steadily on its back, gathering to perch on hills like dark sinister wings. The wind whistles by and trees bend to let it pass. Again, very good descriptive what? Language. The language is again very descriptive. So we can see the trees doing what? As the wind blows, I hear the trees are shaking. It's like they're telling us that the wind is blowing, the storm is moving. So what the trees do, they bend and say, "Oh, why, please, can you pass over and go to the next village?" No, so something like that. In the village, now we talk about where, in the theme of what? Village life. And they are telling us where. In the village, screams of delighted children toss and turn. Who of you has never played under rain? Apart from, of course, the children who have locked up. But people like us, at Dakun, okay, Chukundane, there, I know you have played under rain, okay? For us, this is the moment to enjoy, to celebrate. When the clouds are there, the thunder is roaring, the lightning is flashing. To us, that is a moment of celebration. were shouting. But in the din of the whirling wind, women, bam, the poor mothers, with the babies were on their backs. They are running up and down, picking one. The wind is blowing the clothes, the saucepans, the millet drying, the maize drying, something like that, the firewood. So they are running up and down, picking those things. Okay? That about in and out, madly the wind whistles by, while the trees does what? Bend to let it pass. Clothes wave like tattered flags. As the wind is blowing, the clothes are there. Okay? Flying off to expose dangling what? Breasts of the women. Imagine the wind is too much at times, the things, say, hey, slowly, but stop imaginations. Man, stop imaginations. As jagged, blinding flashes, rumble, tremble, and crack. Now, this is the lightning and the flashing. Okay? They have told blinding flashes, that is lightning. Then, rumble, tremble, and crack. That is now the thunder. And that's what they are calling us an African thunderstorm. Amidst the smell of fired wood, smoke, okay, from the lightning and the pelting march of the what? The storm from village to village. So, a good thing, the questions that come. So, I would love you to again go through this. It's saying an African what? Thunderstorm. It is even being what? It has been branded. It is specific. Okay? It is specific. It's an African what? Thunderstorm. Again, like the way you say, the Chibuli what? The Chibuli, what can we say? What can we, well, the moment you mention anything to do with Malala Stadium, what goes to your head? Chibuli upper what? Upper field. That's what comes to our head. The Chibuli upper field. Malala Stadium. So this one is saying an African what? Thunderstorm. When you talk about multi-purpose hall, you can't talk about multi-purpose hall in Abisusa. It's not there. Not in Ibudo, not in Igayaza. Multi-purpose hall. Where? Chibuli. So we talk about what? An African what? Thunderstorm. How does it come? Lots of wind. And then the clouds are riding on top of the wind. They're like, okay, where you go, we go. When you patch, we stop and it will rain. An African what? Thunderstorm. And then in the villages in Africa, it is very true. Is there a mention of the men? It's not there. There's no mention of the men. An African what? Thunderstorm. Tembo doing what? Mr. Tembo running. Yes, to make sure that the boys keep away from the girls. When we stop the prep in the middle, imagine we get to realize that it's going to rain heavily. It is just what? 8:45. Sends the boy go and ring the bell. And then he begins running up and down to make sure that as you, the Amals, the Tukundanes, the Mariams, the Sarahs, the Ryans, okay? As you go back, Mr. Tembo runs up and down to make sure that no boy comes close to you people, so that you're safe. So Tembo is a very caring what? Father. He's not just a teacher, very caring father. Very true. So, where are the men? The men, either maybe they are in the other poem. They are where? They are Ati, Chi, Cha, Kali. Doing what? Drinking. If they are not there, then they are inside the what? The huts. Doing what again? Drinking. Or sleeping. And who is outside bothered by the storm, by the African thunderstorm? It's the women. So they talk about two people, women and children. Children excited, delighted. Yeah! Even you here at Chibuli. Okay? The moment the rain begins and it is blowing heavily, you're like, yeah, we are going where? we are going to do. So excitement comes for you. And then Bambi, Mr. Tembo now is Mr. Tembo. They talk about Madame Zaina, talk about Madame Christine, and talk about Madame Hadija. Those people have to do what? That run about somewhere here at the FN lab, others up, others were at multipurpose, another person at the canteen area to make sure that the girls you safely get back where? To dorm. You get it? That's a reflection of what happens in our everyday life. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to say thank you so much for being part of this lesson. I want you to get back, look at this poem, look at the lessons, share it. We shall continue this in the afternoon in the WhatsApp groups. In the WhatsApp group, we're going to continue discussing. We shall finish it from there. You say whatever I have not said. You will condemn, you will criticize, okay? You will react, okay? You will suggest more ideas of what I've discussed, okay, at that time. By that time, we're majorly going to look at the basics in both drama and the novels that you're reading, so that as you read, you don't find it difficult to interpret those poems. You prepare yourselves, okay? Catch you.